Alright, welcome to this next training video on MrCross.org in CSS. This is a continuation of Part 1, which is called Intro to More CSS Part 1. So this is Part 2 of that, and what we had done is we created a document that looks like this, and it's all kind of a mess right now, but we're going to make it all put back together and flow, and we're going to fix it all up, and it's going to look much, much better. In the last section, we had just created a content box with a position of relative, and it was top and left bump, and you're going to see it didn't do exactly what we wanted to do, but we're going to add another bar to this that's actually going to be called we're just going to make a box on the left side. We could call it a menu bar or something like that. So open up your document again, go to div class, and then we're going to type in, let's type in menu bar. And let's end this one, put in this is the menu bar, and end your div tag. And for this next section, we're going to create another content box called div.menu bar that's going to contain all of our menu information. So this is where I put all my links. And in this case, I like to make these fixed. So I'm going to do a position on this particular box as fixed. And I'm going to make this one bumped off the top as well, 165 pixels. But I'm not going to change the left bump because I want to keep it all the way to the left of the page. I'm going to make the height of this one 700 pixels. And padding, I like to always add the padding. Now it can get kind of tricky when you're doing all of these different paddings. It adds 10 all the way around to the size of your box. So if your box is 150 pixels high and you have a padding of 10, your box is now 170 pixels high. If your box is 150 pixels high but you have a border and padding, it'll be the size of the border on the top and the bottom plus the padding on the top and the bottom plus the actual size of the box. So it can get a little tricky keeping track of exactly how high your boxes are, but you'll get the hang of it as you do it more. We're going to do a 5-pixel border, solid white. Stick with our flow here, and we're going to do a background color in this case. Let's do black again. All right, background color black. I'm going to do ahead and say File Save. Let's go back here and File Save. Let's see what happens to our document now. All right, so we can see now we have our left menu bar built. We have our right menu or our right content box built, but it's still not acting quite right. So we're going to have to check here and figure out exactly what's going on. So let's look back at our code. And as I look through this, and I look at my global document here, I look at all of these commands and I can see, uh-oh, I forgot the pixel command right there. That could be one problem. So let's save it and see what happens now. Still not fixed. Let's take a look over here and see what's going on. I've got my header class, I've got my menu bar class, I've got my content class, and I've got my end body tag. So that's all looks in order. So as I look through all of this and I kind of go through everything, one of the common mistakes you can make, at least I make all the time, is you can spell a word wrong. So I was missing the pixel there, but I also spelled position wrong. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and save it now. And let's refresh. And there we go. So it bumped it now off of the left of the page, and it's got it down. Now here's the cool thing about how we formatted this document. Look at how this part is actually moving, but the other two bars are actually staying put. This is kind of a neat style design that you can do with CSS, and it makes it to where you can really adjust where all of your content would go. Alright, so now what I would like to do, just real quick, is I want to show you some of the cool things that you can actually do now that you've created these div boxes and your page is kind of set up like a normal website. I went to this movie trailer location here, and I can click on one of these movie trailers. You can do this with YouTube videos. You can do this with all kinds of things. And you can actually input embedded text, which will put some content on your web page. So if you're making this for yourself or you're doing it for a project, I can actually put a movie trailer on my website. So I'm going to use this little button over here that says embed. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab it and say copy. I'm going to go back to my document, and inside my content box, I am going to put inside, before the div tag is over, I'm going to first put a break. I'm going to put 2 in actually to give me 2 blank lines, because I would like 2 lines before my movie starts. And then I'm going to hit Control V and I'm going to paste the object from this website into this div box that I've created. And I just want to show you how nice it is to be able to actually just format your boxes like this. Now your computer might say, hey, you need to allow the block content. We're going to say yes, because that's what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to see the trailer. And then when you hit refresh, as it loads, it's taking my computer a second to load here. Give it a minute longer. You're going to see a trailer pop up right here in the middle of our content box. And it's kind of fun. And if we look at it while we're waiting for it to load, it's basically just a flash movie that it's inserting. And it's got some parameters here. For instance, it's 450 wide by 242, and there's 2 sets of parameters. If you change those parameters, you can actually change how large the movie is on your screen. Let's hit refresh and see if we can't get our movie to show up here. Make sure I've saved it. And there we go, our movie just popped up. Now if we hit play, we're actually going to see our trailer right there on the video. Or right there on our screen, excuse me. So that's kind of a cool little thing that you can do on your website. So you can put little videos over here, you can do all sorts of things. So you can really use embedded code to make your website kind of look pretty cool. So I encourage you to continue to use this. I encourage you to continue to use CSS by going to w3schools.com. You're going to find a bunch of information on CSS that's far greater than this basic introduction that I'm giving you. So mess with it, play with it, see what you can do, and enjoy as always. And please visit mrcross.org for more training videos.